Hi everyone! Okay, welcome back to my channel. It's another exciting day. Hi, my name is Angie. Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a bit different. As you can see, I am barefaced because I wanted to do a little get ready with me using some of the products that I've bought this year that has now become some of my favorite products. And also do a little 2020 review / roundup. So of course, let's be real, 2020 has not been the best year for many people, myself included, with all of this freaking pandemic and the lockdowns and the closing of the borders and so on. So I wanted to do at least a little review for myself, from my point of view at least, what happened in 2020 from my own perspective. Of course, there are so many things that happened around the world. We had a lot of in Malay we call it bencana alam, quote unquote, pandemic or whatever that has happened. I don't really want to talk too much about that because that is basically news, everyone knows. So I'm just going to focus on basically what happened in 2020, some key highlights for at least my life. So why I'm doing this is also because, at least for me, I can have a little look back in the future, hopefully, just to like come back to this point and see, you know, how much maybe I have grown or maybe I went back or whoever, right? But at least at the end of the day, it is still something that I can look back and reflect upon. So some disclaimer, these are some of the products that I've bought this year. It could be brands that I've known for a while but I've never bought their products. It could also be brands that I have been using for a very long time. And another disclaimer is that there will not be any eyeshadow palettes here, unfortunately, because I won't be using eyeshadow because I really can't do it with my lashes on. I can't. But I will show you guys maybe towards the end of the video what my favorite eyeshadow palette for this year will be, or I will just put it in the description down below. So if this is the first time that you are watching my video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and we will begin. Okay, so first and foremost, I've already primed my face, and because this year the product, at least for foundation's sake, okay, that I found the most useful is actually the Estee Lauder Double Wear. But at the end of the day, I realized that if I use any type of primer that I currently have, it doesn't really work. So I actually just use my Vitamin Enriched face base from Bobbi Brown, which I've already done and prepped my face. But surprise, actually, I actually bought this Sunnies Face Perfector product. Initially, I didn't realize like what it did for me, but it is basically the blur and balm, and so far using this blur part for my, what do you call this word, pores, has really helped with has really helped me smoothen the makeup application of my foundation. So that is what I'm going to do. And then now I realize I don't have my mirror, so I'm just going to get my mirror and then I'm going to come back. So I'm going to leave the products that I use in the description box down below if you guys are interested. I will maybe show you what it is or won't show you. I don't know what I would do, but it's basically all of the products will be in my description in my shade and whatever it is that I'm going to use. So because it is a 2020 roundup, I wanted to try to only focus on positive things because there are so many negative things happening around the world. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a very real conversation with you guys because it's going to be real. Okay, so first and foremost, of course, starting with January 2020, this was when I managed to check something off of my bucket list that I've wanted to do for a very long time. So if you don't know, last year for Christmas and for New Year's, I actually went on a Europe trip with Home, and we also decided to check off one of our bucket lists, which is to watch the Northern Lights. So maybe I'll put a picture here, but we basically managed to do that. We went all the way to Tromsø in Norway, where we not only brought in the new year but also managed to catch a glimpse of the Northern Lights, which was so beautiful. And being someone who is not a I'm not a night person at all. I sleep literally at 9 or 10 o'clock. I really can't stay up late. But for this particular adventure, I would say we had to be awake until like really late because we went on the bus and then we had to go, and basically it's like a chase, which was so fun. You basically need to chase the light and search for the northern light. So you have to go to like a super pitch black location, and then in the hopes that you will basically get to catch it lah. So the conditions, the weather conditions, everything has to be perfect so that you know you can get a glimpse of it. And the tour, so we decided to go on a tour, and the tour that we signed up on, we actually tried like a private tour and also like a bus tour, which was super fun. The people were super friendly, and they were so knowledgeable, telling us about, you know, how it came to be, and how, you know, it never used to be so like, how do I say, so yaya papaya or so rara until people started taking pictures of the northern lights, posting it on like Instagram, posting it online, and then people started to like flock over there to like catch a glimpse of it lah. So it's really beautiful, but from my own personal perspective, you can't really see it very clearly with your naked eye. And of course, what sometimes when you see pictures like on Instagram and in real life, right, it's literally Instagram versus reality. You have like filters, you have so many other things, so like it looks super like bright, super like happening on the picture, right? But when you see it from your naked eye, it's not as vibrant, but it's still an experience in itself. So that was also the time when I basically saw snow for the first time in my life after being on this planet for like more than 30 years. So it was so exciting for me, I swear. And as someone who loves the cold, it was really so much fun. I had so much fun in January. And because in 2019 was basically the year, at the end of the year, where I decided to come back to Malaysia for good, I guess, after being in the Philippines for 4 years. So you can already imagine, once I didn't have a job in the Philippines, I needed to, you know, basically find a way to get a job secured when I came back as an Asian thing, because, you know, you need some kind of like foundation, you know, you need to work, you need to get money, you need to survive and so on. So I came back in January already securing another job since I was back, and then yeah, many things. I was so hopeful for 2020, because back in God knows when, 1990s, according to our Prime Minister in Malaysia at that time, in 2020 we would have flying cars. It was like wow, but of course we didn't have flying cars lah. Anyway, so yeah, January, so many things happened, and I felt like 2020 was going to be the year that everything was going to happen for me, career-wise, life-wise, and so on. Yeah, so I had a new job, I checked off my bucket list, I came back super like happening, and like in a way I felt internally blessed to finally be home. Of course my parents were very happy, and my parents will be watching this video, and I know they were also very happy for me to be back. And then moving on to February, I've already started my new job. We had Chinese New Year. I was really excited. We were planning for like at least for home and I, we were planning for our next meetup. So we were planning to go at least to places that I've never been to lah. So this time we were basically planning to go to Bali, and that was what I was looking forward to for my birthday, which would have been in April. But in February, at the end of the month, no, not at the end of the month, but basically as I started work, it was quite a big transition for me being in the Philippines for more than 4 years. I was very used to the type of work that we used to do in the Philippines, or like at least working with the people there in the Philippines. They are so easy to work with, and I think I made quite a, at least I would like to believe, I made quite a good impact with the people that I've worked with in the Philippines. So I think I came back to Malaysia already forgetting how the work culture is here in Malaysia. So it was quite a big shock for me when I came back, because I was not used to it at all. And I think this was the first time that I really felt like I was probably having a lot of anxiety when it came to like my work. So I was trying to find different ways to try to fix whatever it is that I'm feeling. So I'm someone who loves to internalize a lot of my thoughts, a lot of my actions. I like to internalize them and then look for like solutions on like how I can either change the perception or change the way that I'm thinking to that particular situation, so that at the end of the day everybody comes out of that situation as a winner. So I prefer trying to look for like win-win situations, and a lot of times I feel like it takes up a lot of my energy, but that is me as a person, because I just internalize things too much. And I think it was also one of the causes of me feeling so much anxiety, because I want everybody to win, and with helping everybody to win, I lost. So that was what I was starting to deal with in February, and that was also, I think, the news starting to come out about all this COVID bullshit lah. So it's kind of hard to like be prepared for something that you don't even know. And of course, we move on to March, was when this whole, at least from Malaysia perspective, right, we had the lockdown and MCO started. And as someone who loves to go out, I like to like, you know, go to gym, go to blah blah, go to here, go to there, and this kind of stuff. Suddenly I'm confined to like the four walls of my room in my house, not being able to do much, except like, because we're all like working from home, right? So a lot of times, when many years ago you would think that, okay, since you're working in digital, you'll be like, yeah, we have laptops, or we have like our phones, why can't we just like work from home, work from anywhere, we can work remotely and things like that, until you actually have to do it during the lockdown and you feel so drained because you just have like calls. And I'm sure a lot of people also felt that way, but to me, I felt like I had to be very thankful that, you know, I still had a job, I still had a stable income, when a lot of people were just like, you know, going through it quite helpless lah. So with that, it was also when I think for a very long time, trying to figure out a way to help with my anxiety, I decided to start this YouTube channel and also like my TikTok account. Like TikTok helped so much because like there was so many content to look at to just like take your mind off things. But also at the same time, I decided to like start a little YouTube channel like this one to just talk about things that I like, or put on makeup and just basically do things that I find enjoyable. And I felt like it was such an amazing opportunity, at least for myself. Like everybody can create content, right? And it really depends on like, it doesn't matter what type of content that you want to create, as long as you're creating something that makes you happy. And I felt like, okay, I wanted to start a YouTube channel just to do something that will help with my anxiety, will help with, you know, taking my mind off like work, taking the stress away. And to be completely honest, it did help. It helped me so much. Of course, initially it was quite like shy, quite daunting, right? You go into like a cycle of like, what kind of thing should I do? But I feel like those kind of pressure is too much pressure, so I just do whatever it is that I felt that I wanted to do or that I like. So that was March, which I find like so far, now we're already in December and I started in March, and I'm still enjoying doing all these videos, so it's quite fun lah, surprisingly. So that was what happened in March. I basically didn't leave the house throughout the whole lockdown. I didn't even go out to buy groceries. I'm a spoiled brat, so my parents were the one who went out. My parents went like grocery shopping, went to the market, bought food, we cooked at home. I watched so much TikTok, created YouTube videos, did work. So a lot of things. I basically didn't leave the house for like 2 months. Throughout the whole MCO period, I did not leave the house at all. So fast forward to April, which was my birthday. Initially I thought like, wow, you know, maybe we will start like easing the restrictions, and you know, we can get to like go out already and things like that. But no, we were still on lockdown. So I celebrated my birthday at home with my parents. We had so many cakes, thanks to my lovely friends who sent me cake, and that's about it. That was just my birthday. It was a very, very quiet affair, and I wouldn't say unfortunately lah, but it was really something that we really had to make sure we stayed at home and we didn't, you know, take chances in a way. And then moving on to like May, we didn't really have much because it was still the lockdown and we were still trying to find like, I guess in a way I was still trying to find the rhythm of like what things I could do. So I really got super into buying so much makeup. I was buying so many clothes online. I was basically just spending money just to like, because I really wanted to create content. I also wanted to feel like I should try different products and all of the products that I'm so used to, right? Let's try different things lah. And that was also me trying to push myself, because as a creature of habit, I always go back to the same types of products that I've used before, and I never want to like change it or try different things. And so far, ever since I've tried changing like the products or like trying different products, I've found that I've surprisingly liked those products that I've tried, like those new products or new brands that I've tried. So nothing really much happened in May, and then in June we entered CMCO or RMCO, I can't really remember, and I think that was when I started to like plan with my friends some of the things that we could do. Maybe like a little getaway, like interstate. We finally could like interstate travel, right? So I'm gonna do an intermission because I really want to say that this year I have been loving these cheek tints from Sunnies Face, but because I've used powder and that foundation, I will not be using the cheek tint. Instead, I'll be using the Nars blush, because like if I use cheek tint now, it will just eat away all of my foundation. But this is basically my favorite product, my favorite blush product of 2020, like best. I freaking love this. And yeah, so and then in July, my friends and I decided to go to Malacca and to also go to JPO lah, like super crazy shopping spree. I'll probably do a different video to talk about gifting for your significant other. And I will show you some of the things that I bought for home. So that was when we went to like Malacca, which was really so fun, because that was when I think Jonker Walk was allowed to open already. So there were not a lot of people there, but you know, it was quite chill. It was a good break after having been cooped up in my house for like so many months. So I think a lot of us were really enjoying the fact that we could go out and kesana kesini lah. Yeah, and then in August, my friend Carol and I decided to go to Penang. So Carol and I have also started this conversation where we wanted to, you know, let's do something fun on YouTube as well. And since I've started creating content here on YouTube, I felt like there are so many different things that we can do. So what was it that both of us could do together that, you know, would just be fun and like hopefully people will enjoy in the future, right? So we decided to start another YouTube channel which we called Social Hits, basically putting together two things that we love to do. Basically, both of us, we love working out because we love to eat, but at the end of the day, both of us are also in a field where we work on a lot of social media stuff, and we felt like, you know, maybe it's a good opportunity for us to share this knowledge with you guys. So we were already in like those discussions to start talking about this new YouTube channel. So we were in that discussion already in August before we released our first video. It took a lot of planning lah, actually, surprisingly. Okay, I also realized that my whole rhythm is kind of out because I'm trying to like talk, but I'm also trying to think, but I'm also trying to put on makeup. So yeah, and then next on to September, because we were already in recovery movement order, so we could really like go out and like, I guess, really go here and there lah, as long as you're following your SOP. So you have to like wear a mask when you're out, you have to keep your distance with like when you're eating out, when you're in a restaurant and things like that. So that's when I discovered, I guess, this new place that I have been going so often, which is Coco Dry. I've been doing my hair there. As you can see, my hair is like all curly and like done. So I've been blow drying my hair in Coco Dry for like the last 3 months, and it has really helped my hair so much. And I also realized with like the stress I have from work, with like my whole anxiety, it has really messed my scalp so much. I had like so much dandruff on my hair, my pores, my scalp, not my pores. Pores is here. My scalp was like so clogged. Sometimes my hair would be like so dry. Like if you see my previous videos, you will always hear me talk about how the sides of my face are always so dry because I wasn't drinking enough water. I was drinking so much coffee, which was screwing up my whole hormones and my anxiety. I was eating so much chocolate, blah 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 blah. And at the same time, because of the stress, I had like my hair was falling. I had like my scalp was like so, it's oily and dry at the same time, and had so much dandruff until like I found this place, Coco Dry, which is in Bangsa. I will put that location down below. It saved my hair. So they have such great service, and ever since I started going there, my dandruff has all but disappeared. Like I have no more dandruff, and I basically, you can sign a package. It's a blow dry bar, so the only thing that they do is they wash your hair, they treat your hair, they blow dry your hair, so that you can't cut your hair, you can't dye your hair, nothing like that. You can only do like blow dry lah, and my hair has felt so freaking amazing, and the products they use are all organic, and it has helped my hair so much. I've not been this much in love with my hair in a while. Okay, and that was September. So on a whim, because like the first time I tried Coco Dry and I love the service so much, like you can buy a package, and I literally bought like the, what is it called, unlimited package, where it's a 1 year validity and you can wash your hair every single day for 1 year. You can wash it like twice a day, 3 times a day, up to you, as long as you can get a booking for your blow dry, and you can just go anytime. They are taking away this package in 2021. It's in Jalan Telawi. Just go and try. Like, you won't regret. So anyway, that was September when I found Coco Dry. So we were preparing to launch our new YouTube channel, Carol and I, called Social Hits. I'll also link that in my description below so you can check it out. And then in November was our official Social Hits launch, and it was so excited because I don't think I've been this like excited or happy to like create content for social media in a while. So it was quite fun, quite happening when we started this whole social hits thing. We had like so many people who were very supportive of us starting this, and I think with this whole situation that has been happening around the world and even in Malaysia, a lot of people are also finding a lot of like we are finding ways to cope with the current situation, and I think being whatever that we're doing online has really helped us to manage whatever it is that we're going through, which is totally fine. And I think like it's been fun having to like being able to like create content and different content, and I think like we wanted to really put like our experience together and create content that we would be happy and proud of, and of course at the end of the day have fun lah, and work out at the same time. So that was what happened in October. And then in November, I think this was when I have been having a lot of conversations, whether it's with my friends, with people that I work with, in terms of like how can I better myself when it comes to creating content. So this is it, right? Like I have like my experience, I have been working in social media, in advertising like my whole career, but it's always about creating like content that sticks for my clients or my brands. But when it comes to my own personal brand, I don't have any, so it's really a learning process for me, which I find also really fun. And I'm getting like so many pointers from like my friends and like so much support, so which really helps fuel my fire. But I keep telling myself like I don't want to be that kind of person who, you know, like influencers in the wild. I follow that page and it's just quite funny, but I feel like I need to be that if I want to be there, those kind of things. But anyway, we moved to now December. It's the end of the year. What a disgusting year 2020 has been, but at the same time I think there has been a lot of positives that has happened, or that has, you know, started throughout this year for, you know, some people who we need to look on the bright side lah, basically. So that's what I'm trying to do. and looking on the bright side of like the things that has happened and focusing on that is really something that, you know, keeps your mind positive lah. Okay, wait, hold on. So yeah, now that we are at the end of the year, everyone is hoping for 2021 to be a much better year for many of us. It's been a real eye-opener 2020. Yes, come on, so many things happening in the world. So many bencana alam. But still, I'm still very blessed, hashtag blessed, that I am home with my parents. At least there's one child at home with my parents, and I'm also kind of like counting my blessings that I was not stuck away from home during this whole like lockdown period lah. So it's all about the little blessings in disguise that I'm trying to focus on to keep your mind positive. And of course, at the end of the day, as someone who internalizes a lot of situations, it's always best to try to look on the bright side to keep your mind in a positive state. So I know that a lot of people are really going through it, myself included, but everyone has their own battles that they need to fight, me included. And at the end of the day, we have to always try to find it in ourselves to look at the positive stuff lah. So this December, I think we had one of like a little staycation just to like take our minds off like work and so on, and back in like, I'm moving back in time with it. And back in like September when I went to Penang, was it September? No, back in August when I went to Penang with Carol, I told her like, let's just do some grounding exercises. So we went to the beach to like put our feet on the sand. It really helps to like ground you. And again, we went on a little staycation in December where we shot like our special Christmas content, which I will put a link for social hits that we did, which was really fun, in a different location, in a different like backdrop. So it's good to like a few months try to take your mind off like of work, off your stress, just to like go out and have fun with your friends, have dinner, have cha-cha choo-choo, and yeah. And here's hoping that 2021 would be better to us. I'll see you guys in the next video.